What's happening, guys? Welcome back to my channel today. Gonna walk you guys through an arm workout. It's a beautiful day today. We've got Rolly here joining us. Rolly, come here, come inside. Okay, what's happening, guys? Basically, I'm gonna walk you guys through an arm workout today, man. Everybody wants big guns, and in my lifting career, I've only done a handful of exercises for arms to help them grow. I'm gonna show you guys what those exercises are today. Pretty straightforward. There are a couple of like unique exercises that I've done that I've modified to kind of get like a better stretch. I'm gonna show you guys those today, so make sure you stick around. If you haven't subscribed already, make sure you hit the subscribe button. While you're at it, click that little ding dong notification bell to make sure you're notified every time one of my videos comes up. If you have any questions, make sure you leave them in the comment section below. Cool, so guys, basically in a nutshell, like I said, everybody wants fucking massive arms. It seems to think that to get big arms, you just gotta do bicep curls, basic straight bicep curls. And look, that's gonna help because obviously hitting the bicep is gonna help somewhat grow your arms. But if you want that thickness in your arms, those arms that like fill out your sleeves, it's not about the biceps, it's mostly about the triceps. You hear it all the time. Your triceps are like 70% of your arm because it connects, you know, in 3 different areas on your arm. And basically developing your triceps is what's going to physically help your arms fill out your sleeves and make them look impressive, make them look larger. So the triceps exercise I'm gonna show you today really focus on hitting, you know, the armpit part of the tricep, or the part of the tricep that kind of connects up behind the armpit up here to grab that, to grow that thickness out the back here and also on the side here. In saying that, we do obviously train biceps, and we're gonna hit some hammer curls today, and the hammer curls are basically gonna hit the brachialis, which is a large, thick, meaty part of the bicep, or the arm, sorry, that kind of sits in between the bicep and the arms in here, and that helps it grow out this way. So you're getting that thickness, not just in the bicep, out the back end with the tricep, and then the side here and the brachialis, and that's gonna help you grow those big pythons that are fat, juicy. Whether you got a pump or not, they're always gonna look super impressive, and that's what everybody wants. So you can rock that shirt, rock the tank top, and still have those thick arms hanging off your shoulders, hanging off your frame. So the first exercise I'm gonna do is gonna be real simple. We're just gonna warm it up with some bicep curls on the dumbbells. We're keeping the first few exercises real simple, and then I'm gonna show you guys some really unique exercises that I do to hit the arms. And then we'll move on to the next exercise. Now, I like to alternate when it comes to arms. Like I said, I don't train arms too often, but when I do train them, I alternate. So I'll do a bicep exercise, then a tricep exercise, then back to bicep and tricep, then bicep, and so on. To kind of alternate between moving the blood from the front part of the arm to the back and forth. And that's gonna give you, at the end of the workout, an insane pump all around. And you're gonna make sure you hit everything evenly. We're gonna do one more set of these bicep curls, and then we're gonna hit triceps, so make sure you stick around. Okay, so now we're going into triceps. Keeping it real simple. You notice that the dumbbells went up to 9. So as I mentioned before, your triceps make up most of your arm. So naturally your triceps are gonna be more stronger than your biceps. You're gonna lift more on your tricep exercises than you are with your biceps. So you won't always do the same weight. For the most part, you shouldn't. You should be stronger with your triceps. I started off on 7 for the biceps. I'm moving up to 9 now. Still warming up the joints, warming up the biceps and the triceps and the arms to get everything primed for the heavier workouts, the heavier lifts. So from this, with these 9 kilos, we're basically gonna do overhead extension, standing with the dumbbells. Guys, I'll talk to you guys about training arms, because this seems to be, when you first start lifting, everybody wants to get those big, huge arms. They want to start off with the big guns. They don't care about fucking chest. To them, they don't understand. Most people, when they start lifting, most guys when they started lifting, and I'm the same, you don't really understand why someone would want a big back. You don't really understand why someone would want big traps or a big chest. The only thing that kind of makes sense to you is, man, I want big arms. Because when you're young and you think about growing a muscular physique, all you really think about is doing these ones, right? Or doing these ones, because it's like the show-off muscles, the arms. So when you're young, you're super interested in how to build big arms, and that's it. That's the only thing that kind of really sparks your interest when it comes to lifting. So you start off doing the bicep curls. And I fell into that same trap when I was in high school. All I did was bicep curls. My mum bought me a set of dumbbells when I was in primary school, believe it or not. They were cute little Kmart ones that were like rubberized and colored, and I think they went up to like 5 kilos. And back then, 5 kilos dumbbell for me was like, wow, this is heavy. But anyways, all I really knew how to do in high school with these dumbbells that I had was bicep curls. bicep curls. And then I remember learning how to do tricep extensions. And looking at the movement when I was young, I was like, how does this even train arms? Like, I didn't understand the biomechanics back in the day. I was like, I didn't get it. But then when I started doing tricep extensions over the head, I felt it right here. And I was like, wow, well, this is part of my arm. I'm gonna keep doing these ones. So all I did was bicep curls and tricep extensions. And that's the trap that a lot of you younger guys fall into, is spending all this time building your arms. Because you don't really understand the concept of building a well-developed, proportionate physique. You don't really see the appeal in that. But it's not, for my own personal journey, it's not until I really got into the gym properly that I realized that to have a nice, impressive physique, you want to have a nice chest. You start understanding why a nice chest, a nice developed chest looks appealing. You start understanding the concept of having a nice capped delts, having a nice, thick, wide developed back and big, strong legs. And you see, like for example, you might see a nice physique, whether it's in a movie, you might see it on the internet these days, you might see it in the comic books like back in the day, or a magazine, and you really get to that aha moment where you're like, wow, I want a full developed physique. I don't just want big arms. And for me, it was really seeing physiques in old school movies like Rambo and Rocky, and seeing, you know, Rocky's big chest and his rippling abs, and like Ivan Drago's capped delts, and realizing that, okay, I need to start spending some time learning about other exercises, right? Learning about, okay, I know how to do arms. How do I do shoulders? I don't even know. How does the biomechanics of training shoulders even work? How do I build a big chest? And when your mind opens up to, okay, I want to learn now, I want to better myself now, I'm open to, I need to find the answers to these questions. You start going out there and you're learning different exercises, right? You start learning about the difference between isolation exercises and compounds. The first thing you need to do is you need to open your mind to learning outside what you already know. And I think the biggest trap that people fall into for a while is they learn one thing, they get kind of good at it, and they stick to that. And they don't want to venture outside that box to learn something else. And as you can see where I'm going with this, you need to, this mindset needs to be taken out of just lifting and in the gym and building a physique, and you need to take this into other arenas of life, into your relationships, into your business, into your studies, right? Basically being open-minded to realizing that what you know on a certain topic is so small, and there's so much other arenas within this topic to learn about, to better yourself, but you need to be open-minded to that. Once you become open-minded to that, now you're consciously and subconsciously looking for answers to your questions that you have, right? So you're not gonna start looking for answers on how to build a chest. If you do it at first, think, wow, well, I need to build a bigger chest. And when you come up with that thought in your mind, like, I want to build a bigger chest, there's two ways you can handle that question. You can either be like, well, I don't know how, and it's too hard, and I don't want to learn, so therefore you stay still in your comfort zone. Or you say, the other end of that question, the other end of that coin is, I want to learn how to have a big chest, how do I do it, right? Once you ask yourself, how do I do it, now you open your mind up to answering this question, right? Now your mind is, you're using your brain to look for answers. And if you have that mindset in anything, that's when you start becoming a problem solver, as opposed to someone that will just sit there and complain about their situation because they're like, hey, I'm stuck, I don't know what to do, I can't do this, and they stay within their comfort zone and they don't progress. Which if you become a problem solver and you're open to learning stuff that you don't know, now you're like, okay, I've got a problem here that I need the answer to. How do I find the answer? Is it here? Is it there? You start questioning, you start looking, you start searching, using your subconscious mind to look for the answer, and now you're bettering yourself. And you might not get the answer straight away, but you'll get there eventually. Let's rewind that back and go back to training, right? So basically, I went on this whole philosophy about becoming better and becoming a problem solver. If you want a complete physique, it's not about just training one body part and staying stagnant, learning that and just focusing on that one thing. There's other areas that you need to master. We're gonna go back and do another set of these bicep curls. We're gonna do one more set, lift the weight up a little bit more, then we're gonna jump on triceps. Put a little bit more weight on that bad boy. So we're gonna do one more of this. I'm gonna put a little bit more weight on, go a little bit heavy and challenge myself. I'm gonna show you this really unique tricep exercise that I've been doing my whole lifting career that I contribute to growing my triceps. And it's a regular exercise with a little bit of a twist on it. I'm gonna show it to you guys. Right. Whew. Now, I'm gonna take a little bit of weight off and we're gonna use this easy curl bar for the next exercise. Taking off just a bit of weight. Might put it on later, so we'll leave it right there. So this exercise, we're gonna use this bar. And basically gonna do a variant of the skull crushers. Now the skull crusher exercise is quite common. A lot of people know about this one. If you're new to this, if you're new to working out and you haven't really heard of a skull crusher, I'll give you an example of what a regular skull crusher looks like. And then I'm gonna walk you guys through the unique variant of skull crusher that I've been doing that have really helped kind of grow my tricep a lot, because these bad boys were non-existent once upon a time. So a regular skull crusher you would have on a flat bench like that. You'd use the bar, whether a straight bar or an easy curl bar. Lie down, hold the bar above you, and you'd drop it down just to your forehead, just before your forehead, right? Just before your forehead, and then extend back up for working the triceps. So you'd stop in front of your forehead just before crushing your head, hence the name skull crushers. I'm gonna show you guys what this looks like. Flat bench, like so. Hold it up, this is your starting position. You'd bring it down to your forehead, keeping your elbows perpendicular to your body. And just before you get to your face or your head or your skull or your brain, whatever, you bring it back up like that. Like that. Quite effective, to be honest. However, what I realized was that bringing down the weight to your head, there's still a bit of range of motion that you can reach. And I feel like with this exercise, you're not really getting that full range. So I kind of tweaked it myself, and I'll show you how I did that. I'd use an incline bench. So set the incline bench up like this. So instead of lying flat, I'm lying on an incline, holding the weight above me, and instead of bringing it down to my forehead, I would actually lift my head up, bring it forward, and allow the bar to go behind my head, really giving me that full range of motion. And I feel a fantastic, hey Rolly, I feel a fantastic stretch in my tricep, bringing it back down, dropping it into the hole all the way as much as I can, and then bring it up. So it basically is a skull crusher, but with a better range of motion. And if you're getting a better range of motion, you're recruiting more muscle fibers, tearing more muscle fibers, and therefore recruiting more muscles to grow. So we're gonna do a first set right now. We've got little Rolly here spotting me. Huh? Watch out, buddy. Just like that. Head forward, bring it back, and dropping it behind your head. Ooh, like that. So usually you'd bring it down and probably only get to around that far before you have to bring it back up. This is with regular skull crushers. However, with the incline, you can see that we've got all this to work with, and we're really extending it all the way here. So that's the first set. I'm gonna put some more weight on that, go a bit heavier, get a bit of a workout out of this one. One thing I want to talk to you guys before I continue this, I just went on trying to explain to you guys the difference between compounds and isolation exercises. And I went on this real tangent about wanting to better yourself and opening your mind up to, you know, solving problems and bettering yourself and learning more about a certain arena of life, whether it's developing a physique, developing a relationship, developing a business, developing yourself personally. Personal development's a big thing to me. So I kind of went on that tangent and I spoke about problem solving. And my kind of, I guess, message I want to deliver to you guys today is that if you want to progress in life, and most people do want to progress in life, one thing that I can give to you guys is that you need to become a problem solver. I'm telling you now, there's no version of your life from when you're born until you die where you don't have problems. You will consistently be presented with problems in life. I'm telling you now, I guarantee you that. I'm 38 years old. I've had problems every day, every week, thrown at you through life, through career, relationship, everything. There's gonna be problems. And if you wanna progress in life, you need to actively become a problem solver. How do I solve this? Can I fix this? How do I make it better, right? Instead of, now this, when you be presented with problems, there's two ways you can deal with this, right? There's two ways. Either one, you can sit there and sook and complain about the problem and not do anything, thinking that somehow your complaining is gonna get rid of the problem. Or two, you can say, okay, cool, how do I fix this? How do I make it better? What can I put in place so that this doesn't happen again, right? What can I take from this problem, right? Become a problem solver. Solutions to problems is what really stands the champions apart from the losers, because the losers sit there and they get, just like everybody else, they get problems thrown at them every day, but instead of solving them, they sit there and they complain. And if I can tell you one thing right now is, how do I better myself? What can I learn from this? How can I make an improvement? The second thing is you can sit there and you can bitch and you complain, and I hope that somehow someone else solves the problem. That's the person that's gonna be a champion, and that's the person that's gonna be a loser. I'm telling you, that's the difference right now. Never, ever in my life has complaining got me somewhere that I need to be in life. Never ever in my life has complaining got me to where I need to be. Never in my life has complaining helped me in any way. Now let me just set the difference for you. There's a difference between identifying a problem and then wanting to solve it, and then identifying a problem and then sulking about it. But you identify it, but you don't do anything about it, and you can, every day you complain about it. That's not gonna help. That's not gonna get you where you need to be. You're never gonna get a fucking pay rise complaining, right? The guy that gets the pay rise is the one that solves problems. Now, if you started a business, everybody here wants to be a fucking entrepreneur. It's the hottest thing going around. Everyone wants to be fucking Gary Vee, I get it, right? If you started a business, would you rather hire solution-orientated people, or would you rather hire complainers? People that sit there, that identify the problem, bitch and sook about it, but then don't do anything about it. If you're employed somewhere, do you want to be a problem solver for your business owner, or do you want to be a fucking complainer? Which person's gonna fucking level up? Which person's gonna get the pay rise? I guess the message there is, nobody wants to fucking hear you complain, man. Nobody. 80% of people don't fucking give a shit. The other 20% are glad it's you and not them. Let's do it. Let's do it. Ooh, yeah. Come on. In the hole. Oh. I'm going to show you guys after this a bicep exercise that I've been doing that I really think has contributed to my arm thickness. All right, here we go, last one for this exercise. Oh yeah. Oh yes. Fuck. Woo. Okay. That was 12 reps. That was heavy. Okay, so, hammer curls with dumbbells has really been a contributing factor to my arms exploding and being a dominant part of my body, to the point where I hardly even train arms these days. Today I'm training them because I know that you guys want to grow some big arms. So I'm going to walk you guys through the next exercise, hammer curls. I'm gonna show you guys how I've been doing them. With hammer curls, I find that personally, I can go a little bit heavier with the hammer curls in comparison to regular curls when it comes to the dumbbells. So I might start off with some 9s, do some 10s, 12 and a half, maybe 15, we see how we feel. Definitely want to do around at least 4 sets of these bad boys. Now, there's 2 different ways I've noticed people doing them. You pick whatever is, I guess, more comfortable for you. The 2 main ways of doing hammer curls is either having the dumbbells come up to your chest like this in front of you, or holding them out like this and having them come up to your shoulders. I really think that there's not much of a difference as long as you're doing them, whatever feels more comfortable for you, whatever you feel like is going to get you the better contraction in the brachialis on the side here. I like to alternate. Sometimes I'll do them up to my delts like so, or sometimes I'll have them in to my chest and come up to my chest like this. Today I'm going to do them out to the shoulders. That's the 9s, pretty light. Have a rest. I'll do the 12 and a half and then hit the 15s. One more tricep exercise and I think we'll call it a day. Let's go. 12. Ooh, it's light. Light. We're gonna do 15s to finish off this exercise. I'm gonna do one more tricep exercise and we're gonna wrap this workout up. We're gonna wrap this workout up because I've got some shit to do today and that shit includes eating a burrito. I'll give you guys a tip. If you really wanna maximize your pump, try to do some long static stretching of that muscle in between sets. Really opens up the fibers and allows more blood to push into the muscle. When you finish your workout, your arms just look like fucking cannons hanging off your shoulders. That's it. Just did 8. A little bit of swinging in that one, but it's all good. So, arms are pumped. One more exercise that we're gonna do, so that's 6 exercises all up, 3 for biceps, 3 for triceps, and we're gonna wrap this workout up. I mean, you could do more. If you're looking to exponentially grow your arms, you could probably tack on another 2 exercises. It's really up to you, up to your programming, up to what you wanna, I guess what you wanna do. Anyways, we're gonna go up to the cables now. I'm gonna show you guys one more exercise to wrap things up. This is definitely one of my favorite arm exercises. And it's basically a tricep push down. A push down, not a pull down, so we're not using the ropes, we're gonna use the V-bar attachment and pushing down over the weight and really extending and hitting that tricep head, you know what I mean? That tricep area. So, holding the elbows tucked in, nice and parallel to the torso. Starting off, extend as much as we can, and we're bringing the weight down. See the tricep move? Pure tricep movement here. So we're gonna do a couple of sets of this. This exercise is basically a reverse hammer curl. So instead of bringing the weight up, we're pushing it down, right? So we're using the opposite end of the muscle. So doing a hammer curl is working that brachialis, part of the bicep up here, up the front, in between the bicep and the tricep. Now doing that in the opposite direction is using an opposite muscle. So now we're using the triceps to bring the weight down. So basically pushing it down, focusing on that tricep, and then bringing it back up as much as we can and keeping the elbows nice and tucked. You don't want to flare them out, right? Because then you might be using your chest or your lats or something else to get the weight down. That's not what we want to do. We want to keep the elbows nice and tucked so it's all tricep and push down like so. Woo. Set number 2, we'll do 2 more, and we're done, man. That's an arm workout that I usually do. We want to push ourselves, but we don't want to break ourselves. We want to stimulate the muscle, but we don't want to annihilate the muscle, right? I think sometimes people just overdo it, you know? Because at the same time, there's people that underdo it, that train, and they don't push themselves at all. They simply think going into the gym and just doing the fucking movement is enough. And they don't push themselves and they don't progress because of that. But you have to keep in mind there's people on the other end of the spectrum that push themselves too much every time they go into the gym. That's also dangerous on so many levels, because you can, wear yourself out quicker, more chances of injury, you're gonna break something. You see these videos on Instagram all the time, people lifting too much and fucking tearing muscles, tearing fucking pecs. And then what? You're out for like how many months? You've got to pay for surgery and all this shit. So I really feel like there's a place that you need to find where you're still safe, but you're still pushing yourself and still progressing. Finding that middle ground. I'm not going to say the comfortable area, because there still have to be an element of comfort. There's got to be an element of uncomfort in there, if that's even a word. And find that sweet spot, so to speak, where you're training, enjoying your training, pushing yourself to a certain extent, and getting the gains and getting the progress that you're looking for. But don't overdo it. Leave your ego at the door when you go to the gym. And I don't want you guys to go down that path of hurting yourself and finding out the hard way that we're not invincible. We did 8. 8 is good. Damn, I'm pumped. That's the workout for the day, guys. Hope you guys could really take something from this workout. Hope you guys enjoyed this workout. If you did enjoy this workout, make sure you give it a thumbs up on this video so I can start making some more videos. If there's any questions you guys have about lifting, about life, about anything, make sure you leave it in the comment section below and I'll do my best to answer it. I might even make a video on it if it's a juicy question. And I hope you guys could take something from the messages that I delivered today, which was be open-minded to learning, to bettering yourself, and more importantly, become a problem solver. Don't be a complainer. Complaining is never going to get you where you need to be in life. Nobody wants to hire a complainer. Nobody wants to work with a complainer. Nobody wants to be around complainers, except for those people that are complaining themselves. See you guys next time.